I'm going to talk to you about something that I like to personally refer to as self-improvement junk food. All right, I'll tell you what I mean by that. So a few years ago, when I sort of discovered self-improvement content, right, you might have too, stuff like dopamine detox and, no-fap and, how to get to the gym and all that really stereotypical self-improvement stuff that you've probably heard of before. And it was really awesome. And it really hooked a lot of people, and I'd say it really influenced almost a generation, especially on the internet and a place like YouTube. And it really grabbed a huge market of people to, actually start improving their lives and, to learn about themselves and what they can actually do with themselves and what they're capable of. It was really amazing. But with any market, there's obviously a bad side. And this bad side is when these people, these influencers, they start to sort of sell out. They start to figure out ways on and more focus on how they can make the most money off their viewers, how they can sort of hook their viewers in, right? How they can sort of strategize and meticulously design their content so they can, just get you to watch rather than actually focusing on being honest and giving you valuable stuff that you need to hear, and that's actually going to help you in the long run. And this is what I mean by self-improvement junk food, and this comes in the most common form I've noticed with stuff like short form content, that really over-edited, really short and quick, stuff like do these 3 things and you'll be the most charismatic person in 30 seconds, or do these 5 exercises and you'll be irrecognizable in 3 months. All this really shitty stuff, I absolutely hate it, because those things that I just mentioned, like working out, for an example, you've got to put effort into that. You've got to really do it on the days when you don't feel like it. Anything you pursue in life, you've got to go through those uncomfortable trials and tribulations, because that's where you learn the most from yourself. Not by watching shitty content on top 10 tips on all this other stuff. It's just stupid and it's fickle and it's just wrong, right? The content that has helped me the most is people actually sitting down. Usually it's like long unedited content. It could be podcasts, for example, of people just sitting down and unpacking a singular topic of how to get through those trials and tribulations, how to look out for them on the days when you don't feel like doing something, so you can actually get past them but still feel like you accomplished it yourself, rather than this shitty, over-edited content where these people are just trying to hook you in and make you feel good in the moment. Because and it's bad because bad content will try and make you feel good in the moment, and it's just an excuse for you to watch content that just spikes your dopamine. You might as well just go on TikTok at that point and just scroll, all right? And the truth is, you probably know this if you've ever done it, because when you put that phone down after like scrolling through self-improvement content, you feel like shit. You don't really feel like you want to go and do anything, right? It sucks. And I've had this before. I remember last week, right? I was sitting on my bed and I had to do a workout and I didn't want to do it. And in that moment, obviously, the more valuable thing would be to just force myself to do it anyway, and then slowly get into a rhythm, build some momentum, which in the long run just makes it easier, because then I sort of develop that resilience and character development to, actually trust myself to be able to do things despite what my emotions say. But no, you know what I did? I grabbed my phone and I started scrolling through gym motivational content, watching hyper-edited videos of guys doing pull-ups with like doof doof playing in the background, going like, ah, and like struggling through the pain and everything. And you know what? When I put that phone down, I didn't even do the workout. I wanted to do it way less, because now my mind was just hyper-stimulated and flooded with content. It's just like, what the fuck? I'll finish with an actionable step that you can try to help go against this, because obviously you still want to improve, and there's plenty of great content out there and plenty of great ways to learn, but obviously the internet can be oversaturated with all the self-improvement content. So what do you want to look out for, and what can you do? Well, let me just show you something more quickly. I have this big ass notebook, and I've only been doing this for like the past week, but if I open it up, it's one of the earlier pages. Here we are. You see that I've started like filling it with notes. I've been annotating, highlighting. What exactly am I doing here? Well, something that I've been trying is whenever I sit down to, consume some content, especially if it's on a topic I want to learn, unpack, apply into my life, right? I'll bring this thing out and just take notes on literally anything I hear, or just whatever like that I like. It could be from content that I'm watching, a podcast I'm listening to, even a book I'm reading. I'll take this thing out and just take notes. And when I hear something I really like, I'll highlight it and, really unpack it. get a red pen, just write underneath it. How can I action this into my life? How can I apply it into my life? What can I do? You know, maybe even teach this in my videos. That sort of stuff, just really unpacking it. And I've found that it's made me just get so much more out of the content that I watch. You'll be surprised how much you're actually leaving on the table from what you actually learn and consume. And it just makes it so much better. Better than all this self-improvement bullshit of like top 10 ways to get jacked and that makes you feel good in the moment. That makes you feel like you're being productive because you're watching good content. It does nothing for you in the long run. Sit down, watch long, unedited, valuable content from good people that you actually like and can relate to. Take notes, and when you hear something you really like, highlight it and write down, how can I apply this into my life? What are some actionable things that I can do right now, today, tomorrow, for the rest of the week? And then come back and reflect on it and see how you went and where you can improve. Because that's what self-improvement is really about, all right? All right, so that's my big ass rant over. Yeah, no, I really hope you have a good day. And yeah, see you at the next one. Cheers.